Hi, welcome. I am Imran from Photography by Imran, and today we're going to be talking about a new bag which is by Lowepro. It's called the Whistler 450 and it is this beast over here. Now this bag was released approximately a year to maybe 2 years ago. I heard about it a while ago and actually saw it on the photography show last year. Now I wasn't very keen on the bag at first because of the way it's designed and some stuff in here which I will explain shortly. The first thing when you look at this bag is the color and the style, and they've done a really good job, no doubt. The color is fantastic. It's got this kind of a sage greeny kind of color, which is, it blends in naturally when you're outside sometimes, and you've got this beautiful hint of orange that just works really well. Now what these orange straps actually are compression straps which hook over on the side, and the way they hook on is just simple latch on over here, and they don't actually have the clip. They don't really need a safety clip. Good quality metal, it's not even plastic. Hooks in there and off you go. Not something I've used at the moment, but I'm sure they will come in handy for someone. More compression straps and hoops on this side, so you've got 1, 2, 3 and 4 with 2 over here, and as you can see I still haven't used them because it's not something I actually do. The other compression strap over here. Now the good thing about this is that you get them free with the bag. You don't have to pay any additional extras like you would with the FStop. Gatekeepers is what they're called. Looking on the side of the bag, we have straps on this side, so a latch over here, then one on the bottom over here, and then something that GoPro, I can't forget what they call it, is keep slip lock or something along those lines. So that's not an actual strap, it's just a bit more hard wearing canvas style strap that's there. These are the compression straps again over here, so the loops you can attach things onto, and then this one is a thicker one on the bottom and then a thin one on the top. I'm not quite sure why, but what I tend to do, I'll show you in a second, is put my tripod on here. Now another thing with these locks is you'll see that they have this kind of tab on the bottom, and the reason they actually have that one is so you can actually feel where the lock is and just touch it and lock it. Doesn't always work, but it's a very good thought out stuff. It's there in the dark, if you can't see, there you go, you know you've got it. Now I've got a problem with this. The problem is that I have got a few Lowepro products which I tend to hang on the side when I'm going landscaping. So I've got my filter case and my other bag. Now I have tried 2 different compartments and I'll show you now. One of them is this one, which is my lens changer, but I also keep my small vlogging camera in here as well. So when you see the strap and the fitment over here, you have to fight a little bit with it. There we are. But once it's on, it's secure and it's not really going anywhere apart from the movement, but then that's because of the size of the product itself. Now this same thing worked for my actual lens cases, my filter cases, which I have 2 of as well. So it was a very, very tight fit. I mean, that's not snug, that's tight. Moving on to the side, what we have over here is my tripod, and this is how I usually have it, because we don't have the actual pocket down here, which is the webbing one. We've got nothing really in effect, so I basically hang my tripod over this way. So how is it? If I just open that and I'll show you. Where's it gone? There we are. So I've got it hooked on, it's not going to go anywhere. Lift the leg and it's underneath and off you go. Nice and simple, and it does the job. One thing that I'm not too keen on this side, I'm not quite sure why they've done this, is this pocket over here, which basically opens up. I mean, the hoops are really, really good, and that's about it. I'm not quite sure what the purpose of this pocket really is, and what you would put in there. Maybe some, I don't know, some chocolate bars or something that you don't really want to get damaged. Inside here there's another pocket, well there's 2 more pockets, each one being approximately that big. So you got the main pocket all the way, 2 smaller pockets on the side, just over there. If I show you by the side, it doesn't really expand either. So that's about it. So what are you really going to get in here? I don't know what the purpose of this side pocket is. So moving on to the front of the bag. Again, really good material, TPU coated, which is basically gives it a really good abrasion protection and really good hard wearing, water resistant. You also do get a water cover in here, a rain cover in there, which is in the bag as well. So on the front you have this main compartment, which is one pocket. I just open up the zip and you can see the size of this. Might have to open this one as well. Okay, yeah, it gets a bit silly. I mean, for me, that's a design flaw. Right, so the front pocket here, these are some extra inserts. I mean, they give you plenty. Really good, really padded, really thick size. And you get a few of these as well, which are basically pockets where you can have additional stuff in. And I thought that would be a bit gimmicky, but it actually works. So if you're in a rush quickly and you've got the compartment there, you can slide a memory card, a battery or whatever. And you get plenty of these. Inside the pocket, you've got a webbing pocket there as well, which is a well-sized pocket. Within that pocket you also have, okay, you don't have it in this one over here, my apologies. That's the rain cover which you have in there. A little hoop loop thing over here, which I'm guessing you might have an ice pick or something. Waterproof, tough, hard wearing backing over here, so nothing's going to seep through there. So that's if you've got any wet products that you might want to put in here, your boots, anything wet. A little hook thing over here which you can latch something onto over here as well. I'm not really figured out what you would do, but I'm guessing more the hikers and people along those lines, not necessarily photographers, may use this quite well. And you're probably going to think, wait a minute, it's a photographer's bag, why not non-photographers? I'll show you that in a second as well. So on the bottom of the bag, you do have a drain hole just over there for any water to come out. Just beside them, you've got these little loops over here which you can hang on your walking poles as well. And I do like that clever touch and that clever design which is made so you can just slide right back in. So if this size pocket isn't big enough, you do have the option to extend the pocket by opening another zip just behind it, and this then gives you an increased size. I'll just show you from here, by about another couple of inches, which isn't too bad actually. I mean, now you can have a lot more stuff in here, and it really does add to the size of the back pocket or the front pocket, whichever way you want to look at it. So that zips up there. I mean, that's a very, very good thing I think they've done. On the back as well, you've got more straps over here to hook on more things, but I think it does get a bit silly when it comes to closing and opening. Much more over here on the back as well. Moving to the bottom of the bag, we have a really hard wearing surface, which means it's going to be very water resistant, and when it comes to standing the bag up, you won't have any issues with it wearing out or anything. The only slight issue I have is when it does, as you can see, stand it up, you do get it leaning on a bit of a side, and when you got a weight here, it does tend to fall over, which is something that I had issues with when I was using it outside. Coming to the back of the bag, you've got your straps, which are used here, your shoulder straps and your adjustment straps over here to adjust the weight of the bag. The width of this is really well, so what this does is distributes the weight evenly across your shoulders. Another option here to maybe put a bladder, but there's no actual option for you to put a bladder in the bag, unfortunately, so I'm not quite sure how that would actually work. I don't know what else you would strap through these. Shoulder strap over here which goes across with a whistle just over here, and then two large waistbands over here, one with a large size pocket which you can get just about an iPhone 7 in, probably not a lot more in there. And on this one you got different size straps as well to again attach more fixtures, whatever that might be, and a really nice large size buckle that basically clips in and clips out again, and the bag does fit really, really well on your back. I am approximately 5'11", and this bag fits me just well at about here, so it sits really, really well on my back, so all that weight is taken care of. I know the FStop bag which I currently use does go down just a little bit lower, and it does give me a bit of pain, but this one I believe sits just perfect, and I really like the feel of the bands as well on the shoulder. Moving to the back of the bag, we also have this new active zone, which is what it's called. So you have these padded sections on the back which give you protection and also a nice ventilation so your back doesn't get very sticky and hot. Now the zip is one of the best zips I've actually felt on a camera bag, and with the size of these tags, you can get it very comfortably, and the idea is with gloves you're not going to have much of an issue. And believe me, when I was in Scotland just the other day, it was very cold. We were using this in -3 and it was perfect. Coming down to the lid, I've also got some coming down to the main compartment, I've already got some things in the bag, a few lenses over here. One of my cameras is here and one is recording at the moment. The lens which I use here is also using for recording as well, and some space on the top over here. In the lid itself you have 3 sections for memory cards. There's a CF card in there, just about fit in there. I'm not quite sure why I did have 3, but hey ho, it's there. And you also have this really nice sized pocket over here which does come into handy. Again, if you didn't rush, memory cards can go into there rather than having to open up your memory card holder. Now the only thing I don't like about this case, or the insert, is the fact that it is the only insert that you get with it. There isn't any other sizes available at the moment, but the insert is very impressive. It's removable, as I shall now demonstrate, but just like any other bag, it is a bit fidgety. It's no less or no harder than my counter FStop bag. So I'm going to try to just quickly do that. There we are. Right, 2 done, 2 left. I mean, I don't really see the purpose of having to have this. It's quite secured, is the bag in here. As it is, it fits really well. And 1 more left. So what's that taken? The best of a minute and a half, maybe? 2 minutes? Maybe not even that. Right, there we are. Now I'm going to remove this, just to show you how much of a snug fit this really is. Okay. Right. Now you can see how deep this bag really is. Inside this bag, just over here, there is a metal bar that goes all the way across, that holds its shape and also keeps the bag, the weight distributed evenly across your back. I don't really think it's removable in this one. I know it is in the FStop series, you can actually remove it, but in this one everything is locked so tight, there's nothing that moves around. Unlike with the FStop, it's all open. So very deep, very well sized. I'm going to put that on the side for just a moment. I'm just talk about this actual internal section. So this does zip up. The only thing I'm not too keen on is the fact where you've got 2 zips to mess around with rather than 1 easy zip, and there's no handle. But build quality on this is next to nothing. It's absolutely superb. That's going to take one hell of a knocking. I'm not sure we needed all that because the bag itself isn't too bad. And then you also have this top compartment which actually does come off. It's not very easy to use while that is in the bag because your hand doesn't really come over to undo and roll it back. So what Lowepro have devised is this technique where you're meant to roll it back, and I think it's called lock and tuck and lock. You have this Velcro option over here and this bit over here, and it basically holds into that, and that's how it goes into the bag. So why have it in the first place, I don't know, because you can't really use this separately. There's no handle to carry or do anything. But as I said, well made, well tough, well thought out. The bag itself, again, as you can see from here, this doesn't actually open up. It is one whole section and very deep. The thing I like about this insert is the only one at the moment that actually holds a 1DX Mark 1 or a 1DX Mark 2 fully without having to come out the top. There's no other bag maker that I have come across that actually do this at the moment, and this is one hell of a relief, because when you have got these bags on your back, you get this little bulge that comes out on each side for me, and then it does dig into your back a little bit. That's the current problem I'm having at the moment, but these guys have really solved that problem for me, and I'm very grateful for that. So thank you so much, Lowepro, for that one. I'm just going to close this zip up again one more time and show you the top part of the bag. Now the top part actually offers you another pocket. It's a really well sized pocket over here. As you can see, it's fairly deep, it does go in quite well. A webbing pocket over here, and as I said earlier, that's what you get in the pocket, and it's not in the lid, it's in this one as well. Something where you can hook your keys onto. I can see where the similarities and these ideas have come from. These guys have thought it out and reworked it. In the actual main compartment, again orange lined, easy to see where your things are. Another little latch over here where you can again hook your keys or whatever you need onto. And this bag does not go into the main compartment, which is my only one beef. I do like the fact it's separate, but I also don't like the fact that it's not part of the main bag, because they don't actually make another sized unit at the moment for this bag, if you're not filling your bag up to the brim, which you might not do, there isn't really a lot of space to put anything extra in there. So you may have a top, any piece of clothing, some extra food, anything. In my case, it's usually on the top of my other bag. I use my filter cases, or this bag can go in the top. I'm not having to latch it onto the side. With this one I am. These are my little down points, and when you're hiking or walking out, these things actually do matter. So putting that back in, not too much of an issue, just a tiny bit of it. Okay, maybe I should have done it the other way around. Let's do it that way. There we are. There we are. That goes in. And again, as I said, there's no point putting the tag over, because you're not really going to get your hand in here to keep rolling it on and off. But I would prefer to do it like I do at the moment. Another cool feature, not in my opinion, but hey, each to their own, is this one, quick access. So as you can see, we have this little line in the middle over here. This seam over here allows you to fold your lid very easily and get out anything that you want to get. Now as you can see from my setup, I like to keep all my weight down in the bottoms because it's easier for your back. So I have my two cameras on this side and my zoom lens on this side. So I'm not quite sure what it is you're going to get out when you need it quickly. The only option I can think of is your camera is going to be set up with the lens, maybe up here somehow. But then the problem you have is you have to reset all your inserts in another way, which doesn't actually work for me, unfortunately. So I did try that while I was out and it was no use. But again, there may be some people who may like that feature and it may work for you. Not something, like I said, that works for me. That is a quick walkthrough of the Lowepro, and I will quickly show you some things that I actually do like about the FStop bag. That's the main reason I am not going to be keeping this bag, and it's going to get sent back quite soon actually. So that is the Whistler 450. So the one I'm using at the moment is this beast over here. This is the Satori EXP by FStop, and it's a 62 litre capacity bag. I'm not quite sure what the litre on this one is. I'm going to guess 45, but it still holds most of the gear that I can in this one. So I'm not sure, my maths isn't that good, so I'm not quite sure how they measure the capacity of these bags. Now the thing I love about this is the fact that you've got, see any similarities here? This bag I meant came out about 5-6 years ago. Your top pocket, inside the pocket here you have a section where you can hook your keys, which is something that I actually do and then forget they're there. So there we are, done. And I do like the fact that you can actually open the bag from the top as well and access it this way. If you go and you can see the top, that's my ICU, which is the large one at the moment. Holds all my gear quite comfortably, and I've still got this space over here to put my camera or anything else, and it can close quite comfortably, not a problem at all. Inside here I've also got the additional pocket. The back is pretty similar, a lot thicker padding on this side, but because they're a lot thinner, you do actually feel the weight of these. So I do prefer the straps on the Lowepro bag. Although on this one I prefer the waist straps. These loops are a lot better in terms of holding whatever you need to hold. Inside the bag itself, I do like the actual ICU unit, as they call it, and it's a lot easier for me to use the one zip, now that I use it, and then open that up again. Very padded, easy to take this one out. A few straps on the side over here. You take this out and you can pull whatever size you want. But another benefit that I do like about this one is the fact that it has a handle on the top. which means I can go and take this just as I want to without having to put anything inside it. Off you go. And you also have another section in the bag, which is for a 17 or 15-inch laptop. I believe it's more 17 rather than a 15, but you can also have a bladder in there, so you can loop it through, comes through the inside, and the hole is, where's it gone? It's on this side somewhere. There it is. So you got your bladder loop over here, comes out through there, there you are, and then hooks onto your strap over here, and off you go. Bob's your uncle. You've got your straps over here as well. Everything else is very similar, but for me, I prefer using this for my actual tripod and not the system that Lowepro have. It just feels a lot more robust. I know my tripod's not going to go anywhere. But last and not least, one of the main things, as FStop do these bags without any inserts, and Lowepro do, the weight of this bag empty is about 1.8 kgs, which isn't really a lot. It's extremely lightweight. If I was to put my insert in here, which is feather light, I'm gonna approximate this at about 2 kgs. Now the thing with Lowepro is that they do these complete with the ICU, and with the ICU this actually does weigh in at approximately 3.3 kgs. So you're carrying an extra bag of sugar plus more everywhere you go. Would you want to do that? I mean, for me it seems quite heavy. When it was on my back and I was traveling, it didn't seem too bad. Again, I guess this comfort zone does really work for me, but again, not something I want to keep, not something I'm very keen on. So instead, I went out and I bought the big brother to this FStop, which is the 70-litre FStop Suka. And this is the revised version, but in my opinion they have made some other design flaws. I'm not going to go through them just now. I'm going to do a separate review on this. I haven't used it yet, so as some people may know, I love to get my branding on a lot of things, which is like that. And once that's done on this bag over here, we're going to go out and have a little walk around, see how it is. But again, we've got nice TPU coated covers over here, very good feel of the material. I'm going to miss the side pocket over here, but there are other alternatives I can use, and I'm really looking forward to this bag and reviewing this one, which is going to be hopefully ready for the next video. So that's my thought and my views on these 3 bags. I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I hope to see you in the next video.